My colleagues, I thank you. Colonel Lawal is my name. I represent Iwa South Ikoki Federal Constituency. I'm from Ogun State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to move a motion on the urgent need to reopen Idiroko border and other land borders in Nigeria. With me on this motion are 9 other members from the border communities. The House knows that in the genuine effort to curb smuggling and goods, the federal government in August 2019 closed Nigeria's land borders with neighboring Benin Republic, Republic of Cameroon, Chad, and Niger republics. The House also notes that the Federal Executive Council (FEC) eventually resolved and opened all land borders by 31st December 2020. The House also notes and are aware that before the closure of the borders, the Nigeria-Benin Republic's border at Idiroko in Ikoki local government area of Ogun State alone generates an annual revenue of over 6 billion naira. The House is also aware that the Seme, Ilela, Meigatari, and Mfun land borders have since been reopened, leaving other land borders still closed. The House is concerned that since the closure of Nigeria's land borders in August 2019, residents of the Idiroko border and other border areas have witnessed a massive economic downturn. The House is also concerned that the government decision to ban illegal importation of food items under the guise of border closure has not increased farmers' food production as the country is experiencing food inflation. The House is further concerned that the decision to stem smuggling of goods through the closure of land borders has increased food smuggling and other prohibited items, as well as other crimes, thus raising questions about the measure's effectiveness and the actual reasons for the decision. Mr. Speaker, the House is disturbed with the closure of petrol stations around the Idiroko border and other land borders. The economic activities in the town has crippled, thus causing untold hardship on the people of the area. The House is worried that border closure has profound repercussions on the landmark free trade agreement signed by 54 of Africa's 55 countries, an initiative held as a crucial step towards remaining the continent's trade barriers. Also worried that inhabitants of other border communities across the country have had it rough since the border closure and have had to take desperate measures to survive, thus exacerbating the insecurity situation of the country. The House is further worried that if Idiroko and other closed land borders across the country are not urgently reopened, the people will further suffer, and considering the growing agitation as a result of the closure, may result to aggravated crimes to survive as the country continues to lose huge revenue. It has then resolves to urge the federal government to reopen the Idiroko and other land borders to boost economic activities and revenue generation to the nation's economy. It has also resolved to also urge federal government to invest in better border security and surveillance, as well as strengthen human capacity at the borders to curb insecurity, smuggling, and other crimes around the border communities. Finally, the House resolves to mandate the committees on interior and customs and excise to ensure compliance. I so move.
I speak for Idiroko Federal Constituency. I rise to second the motion ably moved by my honorable colleague, Chairman's Committee on Ethics. I so second, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Kolawole, are you okay? You want to yield your time to, I think, Honorable Sada wants to say something on the. Are you speaking for or against? Consequences of the closure of the border. But are there any advantages in closing the border? Because there are two sides. Yes, there are disadvantages and negative, but are there any? Honorable Satobe, do you want to speak on this, on closure of borders?
Paying in dollars, is that what we want to pray and see for our country happening? I think we should not go fall prey of this kind of thing, sir. Yes, we need to create opportunity. We need to create genuine opportunity for those who want to do businesses. They should go out and do their genuine business. The PMS today, sir, the money we are paying in terms of subsidy is something that is concerned. NNPC, as of today, are contributing close to zero into our own financial account. Why are we having so? It is a claim of this PMS production. The developed countries have fuel, but the cost of producing PMS is so high that we are the one now who are producing this and then taking it down again into their own, and then by that we are sabotaging our economy. There are so many reasons as to why we must support this regime in terms of what they are doing. So they'll be able to save it. And I think the function of the is to help. The issue brought by my brother about, it should be about oversight. Are we doing our oversight properly in terms of what is happening? I saw on video how the CG immigration went around border questioning and then telling them what is aware. But are we helping him? Are we helping them to do the job? This is one other thing that I think we need to also talk to ourselves. And I think we should do our oversight from both those who are in the security agencies properly. If we do that one, I think we'll be able to help. Thank you very much. This is my contribution, sir.
Thank you. Honorable Agusoy.
Border closure. I would say that as it is right now, I'm in support of sustaining the closure. But the truth of the matter, we should ask ourselves, are the border closed? The borders, well, they are not closed. If we want to, the issue of insecurity in this country, it is important for us to tighten the closure of all the borders, to ensure all the borders, not keeping some open and some other ones closed. All the borders should be closed. It is our country, and for us to live in harmony, for us to solve the problem of insecurity and that of food insecurity as well, the borders should remain closed. But the truth is that, Mr. Speaker, as far as we are concerned, the borders are not closed as of now. Thank you.
Okay, finally.
Badana Gundi. I represent Kumbogo Federal Constituency of Kano State. Your Excellency, I think I want to take a middle course in between to open it or not to open it. I think each and every argument is right, but before we make any conclusion, it is important we invite the relevant agencies that can brief the committees on the advantages or disadvantages of opening or not opening, so that we can be guided by their advice. Thank you.
Thank you.
Myself with the submission of the Deputy Speaker and others who have spoken against this motion. Mr. Speaker, I believe that keeping our borders closed is the best thing for Nigeria right now. The reason why I say this is because our local economy and our own local technology is growing. Mr. Speaker, if you look around the country, you will find that poultry, chickens, poultry farmers, and those who tend to chickens, they now use locally grown animal feeds. You'll also find that because of the the ban on rice importation, our Nigerian farmers are doing better and competing with other parts of the world. Mr. Speaker, keeping these borders closed is the best thing for our country. If you remember, South Africa grew when there was apartheid. At the time that there was, the rest of the world shut them out. That was when their local industries, local manufacturing, because they had no choice, grew. As I speak to you, Mr. Speaker, the shoe manufacturing industry in Aba, in the east, southeast, all of them are flourishing because of this closure of borders. The minute we reopen our borders, the competition will affect the local growth of our own young entrepreneurs and our own locally homegrown industries, and also in the terms of food security. Like Deputy Speaker has said, the ECOWAS Treaty allows for free movement of goods. So locally, within ECOWAS, we can do this, but to allow borders to open to the rest of the world, Mr. Speaker, I think for now, let us leave our borders closed in the interest of our economy. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Maila. This debate for robust discussion, because it's a major plank of government policy. And if we're going to go against it, let's go against it, but not without thorough debate and knowing the facts. It's not in our best interest to always second guess government, not knowing what they know or what they're thinking. So the question, it boils down really to me, security versus free trade or economy. We have to choose one. If you are not secure, you cannot have economy. So when people have argued for me that it has not worked, my question has always been, what if it had not been closed? Would the situation be worse? And that's the question that we need to answer. It may not have worked the way we want it to work, but had we left it open and our borders porous, would the situation have been worse? I don't know the answer, but my guess is that it probably would have been. I think what Honorable Munir said, I think is the best way to go. I don't know what your prayer was, Honorable Kolawole. I don't know what your prayer was, but I think we should invite internal security and let us work together and find out exactly, what they're thinking is and what the situation is. We talked about employment. Some people will argue that the fact that the borders is closed has actually helped employment in terms of the manufacturers and improvisation. I don't know. So that's just my own thinking, but we'll put the question. It's a democracy. Those in favor, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. The nays have it. You are welcome.